from the people who deceive me. Bloody hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test. Expect nothing less, your check is I'm chest, what's happening next? You got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine for bullets, a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just hold an obsession. I'm in his possession, you got the attention. I'm leaving impression and take your redemption. Just kill with discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands hang from the people who deceive me. Bloody hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep on the sleep. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who can save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from a weak mind. Take a stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy.
Welcome in, y'all. My granddaughter just stopped by. Say hi. Say hi, everybody. Say hi, Auntie Tara. Hi. Okay, go with mommy. Go with mommy. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Woo! Thank y'all all for being here. We are going to be talking about life insurance today, and I have two special guests. So please come on in, get your questions ready. Y'all know how we do it. You drop the green hearts. But before we get started, I want you guys to thank you. I want you guys to put some hearts, put some fire emojis, put some confetti in the chat. First, we're going to welcome in Kristen. Thank you for becoming a member, Kristen. Woo! Thank you so much. All right, we got Latara in the building. Let's get it, Mom. Woo! Let's get it. We got Alejandro, the Stream Element Bot, baby. Y'all know how he do. He come in and he makes sure the chat is running cool, clean, and crisp. We got Country Boy. It's been a long time, I know. Big up, big up, big up, bop, bop. What's up, Country Boy? That's my Jamaican brother in the building. I got good news to share soon, probably. Oh, you better hit me up, Country Boy. Yes, yes. Country Boy said you just told her go with mommy. Shut up. Okay, guys. So what I want you to do is share the stream out. please share the stream out. And while you're doing that, I'm going to give you guys just a little bit, a little bit about what is going to be going on today. We're going to be talking about life insurance. And as you know, we all need to have life insurance, right? So some of us have life insurance on our jobs. Some of us have life insurance, that maybe our parents passed down to us. I know my parents passed down life insurance to me from a company called New York Life, but it was so expensive. And I was young at the time and I couldn't afford it. So, of course, I let it lapse. So if you let your life insurance lapse, you do not have life insurance anymore. It's like car insurance, right? So there's several ways that you can get life insurance, several companies. But we're going to be talking about one company today where you also will have an opportunity to become a business owner. So stay tuned. And again, please share this live out. So first, we have my daughter, Latara Khabeer, and she is a retired Army HR specialist, baby. She has 2 little amazing boys, my grandsons, who I love so much, and I have a son-in-law. So we're going to hear some information from her. And also, we have Cayla Bishop. We're going to hear a little bit about her. She's going to tell you her backstory about her, and then we will, I've seen her post something in the back. Get on with that in a moment. Hey, Susie, Life with Susie's in the building. Thank you, sis. Please share the live stream out, guys. Hey, Gnome is in the building. What up, Gnome? Thank you for being here. Share the live out, guys. Share the live out. While we wait for a few people to come in, I am going to bring up my guests. And again, y'all know how we do it. Put some emojis, put some fire emojis, some confetti, some green hearts, some stars, put all that in the chat, some balloons, some roses. Let's welcome them in the right way. I'm going to give you guys 1 minute to do that. And while you're doing that, I'm just going to share out one more time. And then we're going to get started, baby. We're going to talk about life insurance, okay? So I'm just going to send out to the members group chat to let them know we are live, baby. We are live. Come on over. And of course, I'm going to misplace my other phone. You know I got 15 phones. Hey, Gnome said, I'm good. My first studio song played here in LA. Awesome. You know we celebrate wins here. That is awesome, Gnome. Congratulations. Congratulations. Hold on. Let me just let them know we are live. And they are going to come in. And as soon as I do this, we are going to get started, guys. We are going to get started. Thank you guys again for being here. Oh, I also want you guys to please take the poll question that is pinned in the chat. And also at the very top pinned is a survey. Please take that survey and also answer the poll question, okay? Thank you, Life with Susie. Yes, guys, put those emojis in the chat so we can welcome in our guests. We got Brooklyn Mac in the building, baby. What up, what up, what up? Thank you for being here. So, guys, at this time, we're going to bring up our guests, Latara Khabeer and Mrs. Cayla Bishop. What's up, ladies? Woo! Let's get it, guys. Let's get it. So, thank you guys for being here. We are going to talk about life insurance, and we know everyone needs to have this. And just a little backstory on me. Latara's dad, my first husband, we were married for 7 years, and he was young, I was young. So we didn't think to get life insurance because who thinks they're going to die at 30 years old, 35 years old, right? So we had 4 babies. We lived in Brooklyn, New York, and my husband got sick, went to the hospital. Within 7 days, he passed away. So I'm sitting up here looking like Boo-Boo the Fool because life insurance was the last thing on my mind, thinking that we're going to have a happy family. We're going to get a big old house with a white picket fence. So what happened was my mother-in-law, God rest her soul, she has passed on. She had $1,000 of life insurance on him. Now, y'all already know, New York, that is not even a drop in the bucket. Come on, let's be real. Y'all know I'm honest and transparent. $1,000 was nothing. But that was an experience for me going forward, knowing always to have life insurance on your family, no matter how young you are. If you're 18 and just starting out and you have a family, you need life insurance. So this is where my guests come in. I'm going to let them explain to us first what is life insurance and a little bit about some of the different policies. But before we get started, I see y'all coming in. Thank you all for coming in. Y'all already know what to do. Hit that thumbs up, share the live stream out. We got Wonston in the building. What up, Wonston? Thank you for being here. Yes. Woo! Country boy. Yes. What's up, everybody? We got Natural Laricia. Hey, sis. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Miss T with the T. What up, sis? Thank you for being here. So first, guys, I want to put this up on the screen so you guys can see it. We are going to talk about what is life insurance. So let me show you this part here. Let me get this banner. I just put it up. Where is it? Okay, of course, now I can't find it, right? Hold on. I just typed it in here. I must didn't save it. Hold on. What is life insurance? So some of us do know what life insurance is, and some of us don't. So I'm going to ask you to tell us, there it is, what is life insurance? And I'll start with either one of you that want to go first. If you want to give us a small explanation, or I can tell you what I think it is. I think it's a contract between an insurer and the agency that you're getting. So tell us, what is life insurance? Either one of you can take it.
You want to go for it, Latara? Okay, what is life insurance? That is a good question. I think you were pretty on point there with it being a contract between the company and the individual. Long story short, it's a way to be able to ensure that you are set and your family is set in the event that something happens. A lot of people believe that life insurance is all about, oh, you got to die to be able to use it. It's a lot different nowadays. Nowadays, life insurance can be utilized while you're still alive. So you are insuring your life while you're here on earth. And then after that, your family's life. So that's what life insurance is.
Tell us the name of your company first, and then we'll get into some more detail about the life insurance part. So tell us the name of your company.
Yes, definitely. So the name of my company is PHP Agency. It stands for People Helping People. I am a state licensed agent. I partner with multiple different insurance companies, and I serve many different communities. I have a plethora of different companies I partner with, so I can handcraft what works specifically for my clients. So that's the name of my company, and that's just about what I do there.
Okay. So the next question is, what kind of insurance policies do you offer? We know that there are things called whole life, term life, and universal. Do you guys offer all three, or do you only offer one? And tell us a little bit about each one.
Yes, so we actually do offer all three. We offer term life, whole life, and another one called Index Universal Life. We also offer final expenses for people who just want to be able to cover the final days, funeral expenses, things in that nature. So when it comes down to life insurance, there's two main types. There's term and there's permanent. Term, it expires, and then permanent lasts until you die, right? It can go up to age 121. So as far as what we offer all of these different kind, and then based on the person's needs, where they're at, what their income's looking like, what they want their life to be like in retirement is what we end up giving to that person. So with term, oftentimes we offer that to people who are like, man, I don't really have a big budget, but I want a lot of coverage. So can I just get something small for now? So that's something that we do in that case, whereas whole life lasts to your 100. We more so lean toward IUL, Index Universal Life, because it's a very safe way to ensure that you never lose the money in your policy. You're able to build cash value that you can use while you're alive for whatever you want. And you could also be able to have something called living benefits, which you can utilize if you get critically injured, ill, and in many other type of ways. So those are the things that we offer in short.
Can you give us some examples what term life is? So is term life 1 year? Is it 5 years? Is it 20 years? How does term life, what is that term is?
Yeah, good question. So the shortest term policy you can get is 1 year, and the longest you can get is 30 years. So
wow.
From a span between 1 and 30, it's not very common to get a 1 year policy unless you kind of have, like, let's say you're a business owner, you have a really big deal, a big transaction you're trying to do, and you want to insure your company or your life if you pass in between that time of that transaction. Oftentimes, this is what we do when it's like a 1 year term. Most individuals get anywhere between 5 and 30 years.
Okay. And then, here's an example. So for me, for an example, I was 23 years old. I had a husband. I had 4 children. He was only 34, 35 at the time. What kind of insurance do you think we should have applied for at that time as a young family starting out?
That's a really good question. So I always say the younger you are, it's best to get something permanent because you're able to lock in the cost of your age while you're that age. So you keep that price until until you pass away if you have something permanent. So that's my highest suggestion for people. Oftentimes people have a smaller budget. They're not able to put in so much money because the more money you put into something permanent, the better it benefits you. That's the way that they're designed nowadays. Because you're able to build the cash value. So for myself, I took high advantage of something permanent. As a young family, I have 3 kids. I have a 10-year-old, a 4-year-old, and now a 7-month-old. I took advantage of something permanent because I wanted to be able to build cash for them. So what I did for my daughter is by the time she's 21, she'll have a couple $100,000 to use for college, start a business, whatever she wants. By the time she wants to retire, she'll have a couple million. So
I need you to repeat that part again.
Yes, listen.
So
by
when
the
she
time
gets 21, what?
she'll have a couple $100,000 in her
Did y'all
cash
hear
value.
that?
Yes. And she'll have a couple million. And keep in mind, this is not me putting in a couple $100,000 or a couple million. This is the way the cash is building. So with a young family, I always say, man, start if you can do permanent, if that fits your budget, do that. If it doesn't, start small. The good thing about the term insurances that we have is that you can convert them to a permanent policy.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not stuck in a term like, oh, I got to do this and then it expires and I got to figure it out later. This is a very forgiving market and a very forgiving company. So that's how
So
that
is
would work.
permanent the same as long term, or is that something different?
What do you mean long term? Like being insured long term?
Yeah.
No. So permanent means it will never run out. You will never outlive your policy. So
Okay.
yeah, something anything else that doesn't last as long as you're alive would be a term or a whole life policy because those would end at age 100.
Okay. So do you need an exam? Because we know some insurances say, you have to have an exam. And if you're sick, they're not going to insure you. And, some people are sick due to the environment, due to maybe medical conditions. So for your company, do you need to take a physical exam or any kind of exam?
That's a great question. So let me answer it this way. When it comes to getting insurance, a company, when they want to see if they want to approve you, it's based on a few things: your age, your health, and your health as far as your background history and your health history. So if you have misdemeanors and felonies and things, that can determine how much coverage.
Really?
If they even
I never
insure you.
knew that. Really?
Yes, they definitely.
Repeat that one more time so people can understand what you just said.
So other than your age and your gender as well will determine how much they charge you, but your health history, not health history, has to do with your health as far as your medical background, and then your criminal history and driving history. I didn't even say driving at first.
Wow.
All of those.
Are y'all listening? Are y'all taking this in? Listen what she's
They
telling
want to
you.
be able to see if you're a risk. They're betting on you. So this is the way it works. As us applying for life insurance, we're betting on we might not make it and we want to get insured. Whereas the company is trying to bet on us living. Like, oh, we want this person to live so that we potentially don't have to pay this out anytime soon, right? So they got to really vet you out and see. So in many cases, some companies do have you have a medical exam, but oftentimes, and with many of my clients, we haven't had to go that route. If you have a pretty general background where it's not too much going on there, oftentimes you don't have to get that. It's really just dependent on the individual.
Okay. Tell us what does face value mean?
Face value means how much the policy is worth. So let's say you wanted to be able to have a policy where if in the event you pass away, you wanted to give your family $100,000, and that is the face value, that $100,000. That's the benefit that would be paid out.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So Susie says she has term and whole life. So is that good to have both?
It is good to have both, but you'd also want to be able to see, how it's performing for you. Does it have living benefits? Do you have cash value? You really wanted to be able to compare to what's out there now, because oftentimes many insurance companies, they may have something that's, I don't want to say outdated, but not in the competition with what there is now. So first of all, it's awesome, Life with Susie, that you even have anything at all. I would highly suggest that you get someone to look at what you have and help you understand it more if you have questions, and then compare it. Because I always tell people, if I'm able to show you something where you're able to save money and have more benefit, have living benefits, and then you're better off, would you want to hear about that? That's something that we should at least be open to. Always be open to information.
Yeah. And what does rider mean? Because I've heard that a lot with insurances, and some people may not know what that is.
That's a great question. So a rider is basically like an add-on, like an addition that you can add to a policy. So one very common rider would be if you want to add a child to your policy. Instead of getting your child their own individual policy, you can add them to your own, and you can specify a certain amount that you would get paid out in the event that child passes away. So that can range anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000, just like an add-on. There's other riders where you can guarantee that you'll keep your same rate as far as what you're paying later on in life. Like if you're giving a child a policy and you want to make sure, okay, they're young now, I want to make sure they can keep this later. So there's a plethora of different types of riders that you can add on. It's just an add-on.
Okay. And I have one more question, and then I'm going to let you guys, take it from here. What does tax deductible mean on your insurance? And is that something that you can take money from, or is that not the same thing?
That's a great question. So a lot of people don't know that life insurance is the most underutilized tool for wealth. You can build wealth in this, and you can also take money out of it tax-free. So what happens is a lot of people are able to utilize their insurance and retire off of it, have that, receive payments, receive income off of that, whether they're getting an annuity or an IUL, that nature. They're able to utilize that tax-free. So there's certain codes that the IRS gives to these insurance policies that ensure that you can get away with taxes. And this is kind of like a little secret that millionaires were keeping between themselves when they wanted to get away with taxes. If they wanted to lower their tax bracket, they go ahead and take that pot of money, put it in life insurance. Not only is that money safe, but that money is also building, it's compounding on itself, and they're not getting taxed. You can never get taxed on your life insurance. You can never get sued for the money that's in that. So these are the things that we're all about, educating people at the end of the day. And these are a lot of things that people may not have heard.
So at this time, guys, I want to say welcome in everybody that's here in the chat. Thank you all for being here. Please thumbs up the live and share it out to anyone you know that may need life insurance. It doesn't matter their age. If they are of 18 years old and older, they should be getting life insurance. If they're an older person, maybe they should be consider getting life insurance. So I have my daughter, Latara, and I have Cayla, who is, tell me what you are to her, Cayla, because I want to give you the right title. You are...
sorry, I thought I didn't realize I was muted. I guess you could say coach, mentor, colleague, all in between.
Okay. So guys, at this time, again, thank you all for being here. Welcome in. I'm going to just step back. I'll still be here, but I'll be in the background. And when we come back, I'll let you ask questions. So I'll let her explain to you what her company is, what they does, and then whatever else they want to tell you. So I'm going to be here, but I'm just going to be dropped down. So I'm going to let you guys take the floor.
Hello, everyone. I want to, before I let Cayla take over, I want to tell you a little about Cayla. Cayla is one of my favorite agents in the business. I've been watching her as a trainee and watching how she moves. I want to be like her by the time, I want to be in her status eventually, very soon. She is dedicated to educating people on financial literacy. She is a mom, and I'm super excited that she took time out of her day to come on my mom's channel with me and to inform you guys what our company can do for you, not just with life insurance, but as also with a work opportunity. Cayla, thank you so much. The floor is yours.
Thank you for that awesome introduction. You got me like big-headed over here right now. I'm like, oh, look at her talking about me like this. I love it. Listen, Latara, it's such an honor to be here with you, for you. I'm very proud of the journey you've taken and wanting to be in this industry, make a difference for your family, guys. Listen, this industry can change your life. And I can guarantee you that because it changed mine. I was not the same. I'm not the same person I was a year ago, a month ago, even 2 weeks ago. We have a business in financial services. As you know, we specialize in helping people with life insurance. We specialize in helping people with retirement and everything in between that. But guys, listen, I didn't come from this industry. I didn't. I may sound like I know a lot of things, which I do, but I didn't come from here. I actually came from an education background. I used to be a teacher. I was born and raised in Los Angeles, California. I don't know where many of you type in the chat where a lot of you guys are coming from. Latara, I believe you may be in North Carolina. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm in the North Kakalaki.
North Kakalaki. That's funny. I used to hear that growing up. Yeah, I didn't come from this industry, guys. I was a teacher, but before I was a teacher, I was many other things. I was a young mom. I was a TA. I tutored. I did so many different things. But here's the thing, guys. I didn't have the most confidence before I was in this industry. I was one of those people that just took the path of least resistance, whatever came easy to me. I wasn't raised in a household where we knew a lot about how money worked. We struggled, and there was a lot of times where I didn't know how poor we were, but all I know was that I ate a lot of bologna sandwiches. I ate a lot of bologna sandwiches, and that's kind of how that was, right? So fast forward a little bit, I graduate high school, I get into college, and I'm kind of just skating by. I changed my major like 4 times. I just was confused. I didn't know what I was good at. Ultimately ended up landing in a teaching position, which was kind of easy for me to get, because for me it was just common sense. I know how to talk to people. I know how to teach a few things. Kids are easy to work with, so why not? But deep down, I always felt like there were things. Hey, I see someone from Connecticut. Wow, I've never been to Connecticut. That's so awesome. But listen, I knew that there was things, guys, that I was good at, but I didn't think it would get me very far. Now, if someone were to ask me, well, what are those things you're good at? What are the things, like, don't you just, some people are just born knowing, I want to be a doctor. They're born knowing, man, I want to be able to be a politician. I just knew I loved talking to people. I knew that I was that friend that people would call 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I would go help you change a tire on the side of the road. I knew I was reliable, and I knew that I was able to coach people, coach my girlfriends. Like, I have a heart for women. And whenever people would ask me, well, what are you going to do with that? It's usually, oh, become a therapist or become some type of counselor in a school. But that wasn't it for me. That wasn't really hitting the heartstrings for me. And, so for me, I didn't really see the answers in that until I was introduced to this industry. And what happened was, as a teacher, although I was making what I thought was decent income, I was still on public assistance, you guys. I was still on public assistance. I needed help paying for childcare, because at that point I had 2 little ones and I couldn't do it on my own. And I remember one day my daycare provider hit me with the message last minute, like, hey, I just got to let you know that you're going to have to start paying an extra $600 a month on top of what you're already paying, because my rates are going up. And that was my breaking point for me, because I already knew, like, my kids are already developing this language of, oh, don't touch that in the store. We can't afford it. Oh, we don't have enough money. Oh, no, we can't go to Redbox today. Back when Redbox was hot before Netflix. You know what I mean? So those things for me, it kind of like chipped at my identity as a mom and as an individual, as a younger woman. And I was like, I got to make a change. So at that point, I was introduced to the industry, and I've never looked back since. Since then, I've had entered the entrepreneurial lifestyle, which grows you. Listen, this is not a job. This is not going to be a 9 to 5. This is something where this is like a lifestyle. You pour your life into it. You pour your heart into this. And I know for me, had I not entered this knowing why I was even here, I wasn't going to do well, which is why I'm able to help so many people, because I'm not doing it just to make a sale. I'm not doing it just to up my numbers and get promotions and bonuses. No, I'm not here for that. I'm here because I have a purpose, and it's to be able to expand people's mindset, to give people belief, to pull people up out the mud. I always tell people, man, when you're going through something, you don't reach to your sides to the people that like have been there that might not be doing things that you want them to do or that you would want to be like. You got to be able to reach up to help somebody pull you out. And so once I figured out how I could do that in this industry, I never stopped from there. So look, guys, this is a moment here what I want to be able to talk to you about what this could look like for you. There may be people on here listening that feel like, man, I want a way out of what I'm doing. I want to be able to find a side income, a side hustle. I was talking to Ms. V earlier. This woman is doing like 10 different things at once, a bunch of different businesses. I admire you, ma'am. I just wanted to let you know, yeah, I know you're busy, but you're doing your thing. But this would be an opportunity for this to make sense for you, man. Would you guys want to do something like this as well? Would you want to serve your community, your communities, your family? I've been able to purposely help my family, my father, my grandmother. My youngest client was my daughter at 2 weeks old, and my oldest is my grandmother at 87. So let's talk about that. All right. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the company, a little background there, who we serve, what do we even do? Is it a fit for us? We'll find out, right? We'll be able to talk about that so you guys can know your options. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull the screen up. So there you go. So here's the name of the company. I talked about it earlier. It's PHP Agency. Stands for People Helping People. If any of you guys have heard of this before, go ahead and type that in the chat. Yes, I have. No, I haven't. No, but I want to know more. I want to see those comments. I'm looking, you guys. PHP Agency. So we were actually founded back in 2009 in Northridge, California. There was only a few of us back then, 66 of us. Now we've actually expanded up to almost 30,000 people. So guys, when I first heard about this, when I was introduced into the industry, knowing that a company was able to go from 66 people to 30,000 people in a span of about 12 years, I knew they were doing something right, and I needed to know what it was. So now looking at this screen here, we see the bunch of people that we've had the opportunity to meet, the opportunity to be able to interview. We see Mike Tyson in the top right. That's our CEO there, the same guy you see in most of these pictures. We've had President George Bush, Kobe Bryant. We actually did his last major interview before he passed. And to know that he was able to have anything to do with our company, I was like, man, we must be doing something right here. This is my platform. I'm going to take this and run with it, right? So that's what I did there. This is a little bit about our mission here, saving America by bringing back free enterprise and hope to American families, guys. Mm-hmm. When America was founded, it was 90% business owners, 90% business owners. And now look at it. Everybody else today, I mean, what are we doing here, right? A lot of us are wanting our own business, but we don't know how. We don't know how to achieve it. We don't know what steps to take. I was one of those people. I used to think that I had to be lucky or come from a lot of money to be able to have a business or to be able to be shoulder to shoulder with other people who are making 6, 7, 8 figures. You know what I mean? So this is what our company is about, bringing back free enterprise to our families in America and kind of bringing them back that wholesome, entrepreneurial drive that we had at one point. So this is our CEO here on the left. His name is Patrick Bet-David. Very awesome guy. I'm so moved by every time I hear him speak. He was one of the reasons that I decided to stay as well, because once I saw how influential he was, when he walks in a room, everyone stills. They want to hear every ounce of every word he says. He's not from here, guys. He's from Iran. He I don't know what year he came here, but he's an immigrant and he came and he made it work. He made a life here. He's seen a lot of success. He has a #1 YouTube channel right now for entrepreneurs. It's called Valuetainment. He has about 3.22 million subscribers. I would highly suggest anyone wanting to become an entrepreneur, or even if you already are one, go ahead and tune in, because you're going to learn a lot about how to run a business. And you don't have to be a part of PHB Agency to be able to benefit from what he talks about on there. Okay, here our board of directors. That's Pat Bet-David and his wife as well, Jennifer Bet-David, Greg Scher, Robert Kersner. Robert Kersner is actually the CEO of LIMRA. LIMRA is the organization that we actually get licensed through. So we have in the entire nation. So this is very important for us to have this connection to someone of that nature. Investors, we have many, but here's a few. Oscar De La Hoya, I know many of us have heard of them. And these two individuals, Greg Scher, Gabriel Berner. Event speakers, listen, guys, although we are in the financial services industry, our company is very, very different. We are very big on mindset, on experience, on being able to have connections to a lot of people that you might not be able to outside of this business. So within this manner, we're able to have a lot of different people come, like Kevin Hart, like I spoke about, Kobe Bryant, Mike Tyson, Frederick Da Silva. We actually got to see Nicky Jam perform at the bottom right corner. I didn't know who he was at first. When he came, he rocked the house. It was like a concert mixed with like a little bit of a seminar feel, like crying, laughing, joking. We got recognized for so many things. I was heavily pregnant when I went to this last one, guys, and I had on my dress still. Like, I felt good. You know what I mean? So these are the type of people that our company attracts, because they see the caliber that we operate on. They see the impact that we're making in our nation, soon to be in other nations as well. And this is what we're doing here. So I'm individually very honored to be a part of something like this. So here's the thing, guys. When it comes to being successful, when it comes to wanting to do something with yourself, oftentimes we're kind of told the same thing growing up. I know for me, I was told, man, look, go to high school, graduate high school, go to college, get a degree, get a job that gives you good benefits, right? Gives you that life insurance if they have it, and you're able to eventually retire. But the thing is, life is not the same as it was in the 90s, even in the early 2000s, even in 2015. It's not the same. Oftentimes, the norm in California, or actually the norm in the United States, is to have more than one type of income, to have more than one job. It's normal now. You see people who are driving Lyft outside of their normal 9-to-5, people who are doing Uber Eats. It's normal. So what this is telling me, that this conventional way is not the way anymore. It's not going to be what works in today's time. So oftentimes we see people who are struggling. Man, I want a way out. I want to be able to figure out what I can do to get out of the mud. So we're able to talk to people about being an entrepreneur, not only being an entrepreneur by yourself, but being a part of a company that's going to give you the tools, the software, and the connections and everything in between to run a successful business. So this is what we really like to highlight when we talk to people, that the conventional way, it might have been successful at one point, but if we can all be honest, guys, the world is not what it used to be in our lifetime. In our own lifetime, I know we've all seen great change. So that's that. And that's why now is the time to create wealth. I can go through this whole thing one by one, guys, but I'm going to highlight a few. A gallon of gas, listen, in 2021, this seems like a dream. $3.23, forget about that. I live in the Valley in California, and we're hitting a little, maybe about $7 to $7.15. It's crazy. I don't even know the percentage of how much it went, but let's just say it never took me $100 to fill up an SUV until recently. Crazy, right? Average home price. I know the home that I grew up in at the time when we first moved in there was worth about $300,000. Today it's worth close to $2 million because everything is going up in price. The same old rickety house, but it costs a lot more, right? That was my family home. Average new car price. I live across the street from a dealership. I was walking by taking the kids for a walk one day, and I was like, man, like, how much is this new Chevy truck you have here? They're like, oh, it's about $90,000. I said, isn't this only worth 50? They're like, yeah, but look at the market now. What can we do? Right? That's what we're looking at now, guys. Cost of raising a child. I have 3. I was on the county. That's all you really got to hear for that, right? A lot of us are struggling. 4-year college tuition. Oftentimes nowadays it costs about between $100,000 and $150,000 to afford a 4-year degree. But here's the thing: in the midst of all of these things and our living going up, increasing in price, our household income is not really changing too much. Not really changing too much. You can see right here, 1990 average was about 50,000. 2021 about 67. So you got like maybe a $17,000 jump there. But here's what I always ask people. With the cost of living and gas and homes going up, they say that that everything has went up about 7% in inflation. I always ask people, okay, if it went up 7%, tell me, did your boss give you a 7% raise so you can keep up with everything? Did you get a 7% raise? Because if not, something's not right. Something's not operating correctly here. So look, the beauty of what I'm doing in this industry and what Latara is doing with me as well is that you have the freedom to be able to make as much money as you want, to not have that cap. I don't have a ceiling anymore. You know what I mean? As a teacher, I had that ceiling. I couldn't go above that anymore. So to be able to do that, this is why I always say, man, guys, keep your options open when it comes to making money, because life is different nowadays. And our realities, we've already talked about: lack of financial education. 38% of adults have less than $1,000 saved for emergencies. Less than $1,000 saved. What is $1,000 going to get you nowadays? It'll probably buy you McDonald's for a couple days. You know what I mean? But lack of financial education. A lot of people don't know about these things. I know I was one of those people. I didn't really know how money worked. I didn't even want to touch a credit card until I was well into my adulthood. You know what I mean? Debt is rampant nowadays. I know we're hearing about the president trying to forgive us for some student loans. I don't know when that's going to happen. I'm still waiting on that. You know what I mean? But look, each American on average has nearly 4 credit cards. I was scared to get one. I don't know about you guys, but if you were scared to get one, nowadays you just never know what happens. But you know what's crazy to me when it comes to student loans is that these companies will trust an 18-year-old with hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they have all this debt. They put them through this program. And then what do? They don't even teach them how to handle this debt, how to get out of it. You know what I mean? So debt is one of today's realities. Insufficient insurance protection. Only 46% of Americans do not have life insurance. That's almost half of us. Almost half. This is crazy. There's so many people that need what Latara and I are doing. It never ends. It never ends, which is why we want more of us. There needs to be more of us that are educating our communities. Because at the end of the day, if we can just teach someone something, it almost always makes sense to where they're like, why didn't someone already tell me about this? Why do I not already have this? We're not salespeople. We are not salespeople. Shout out to you, Lotta Bailey. You're a teacher too, and you need an additional income. That's wonderful. Listen, if you want an additional income, pay attention. Take your notes and we can definitely link up afterward. And whether it's with myself or Latara, we have something great here that we're wanting to share with many people. Next thing about our today's realities is failing Social Security. Look, guys, they say by the year 2037, which is 15 years from now, there will be no more Social Security. So if there's anyone on here that's listening, that's thinking, oh, I'll be straight. I got my little 401k. I got a pension. I got this and that. I have Social Security to kind of like, buffer the edges. Think twice. As a matter of fact, don't think twice. Think 3 times, because it's not going to be that way. It's not going to be that way. You know what I mean? So are you trying to say something, Ms. V? You're muted. Okay, my bad. My apologies, guys. Okay, so I'm going to keep this going, Ms. V, if you weren't going to say something.
Yes, I was. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was paused myself. So again, guys, this is PHP. I'm going to ask you to please take the pinned survey that's to the top of the live stream and also answer the question there. And 20 votes so far. So some people said, let me read what it says. It says 54% said yes, they have life insurance. 42% said no. And 4%, believe it or not, said, what is life insurance? See what I'm saying? Everyone needs to have life insurance. Unexpected things happen. So, perfect reason for them to be here to explain to you what is life insurance and also get another stream of income. You guys know I'm big on having 10 streams of income. So, we're going to be letting you ask some questions in just a few moments. Again, you guys know to put the green hearts. And please, again, welcome in my daughter, Latara, and welcome in her mentor, Cayla. So, again, guys, stay here. Listen to this information. Write it down. Put it in your head. Get a notebook so you can come back and ask questions, okay? All right.
Yes, ma'am. There you go. Yes, take notes, you guys. If you want to take screenshots, we're going to go through a lot of valuable information. Just to recap, if there's anyone that is new, we're going through my company, PHP Agency. We're talking about the things that we offer, why we even do what we do, you guys. What is life insurance? And if you guys have questions in between, like she said, go ahead and post them in the chat. If there's a question I missed, Ms. V, I don't mind you intervening and letting me know if there's something we want to answer here, okay? All right, let's go ahead and move forward. So here's what we do as a company for our clients. We have 3 main solutions: life insurance, retirement planning, and as well as these other solutions here. So when it comes to life insurance, there's a few main types. Index universal life. This is a type of policy that I'll show you in the next slide, where you're able to not only make money, but never lose a penny in your life insurance. And you can utilize the money while you're alive. This is something that many of us were not aware of, right? Universal life, term life, final expense, living benefits being able to utilize the money in your policy in the event something happens to you. You get a stroke, heart attack, become paralyzed, and you don't have a job anymore. Maybe your health insurance is not covering certain things for you. This is something that life insurance nowadays can offer you. So it's no longer about, oh man, this money ain't even gonna come to me anyway. It's just gonna go to my kids, my parents, my cousins. They're gonna kind of live off my money or pay for my funeral. But it's not that. That's not the case, guys. You can utilize your insurance to
not the cousin.
The cousin twice removed. Right, guys. So this is something that we talk to people about. Retirement planning. There's often many people who are like, yeah, I want to retire, or I plan to retire, but do you really know what it takes? And do you even know if you're on track for that? So I've been able, look, there's a gentleman, I won't say his name. He was 84 years old, still working. He worked at a local college out here, hardworking. He would walk fast. I remember he had a lot of energy, and he didn't think he could retire at 84. So once I was able to sit down with him and talk to him about his situation, certain things that he has in his financial records that we can be able to utilize to help this man retire. Literally that day after we talked to him, he was like, I'm about to put in my 2-week notice. So I was like, yes, good for you. And these are the moments I live for. It's not the sales or the policies I make. It's when I'm able to change someone's life, give them hope again, give him the opportunity to tend to his 13 grandkids that he has. And he's a great grandfather at that. Those are the stories that I live for, right? And here's other things we do, other solutions such as debt settlement. If you have credit card debt, student loan debt, we work with wonderful companies that will be able to help you to find solutions with that. College savings plans. Many of us are parents, or people who are parents who should be able to be thinking about their kids. Are they saving for their college? Or maybe they want to open up a business one day. These are things that we should be talking about now. And business owner solutions. We don't just work with individuals who want insurance. We also work with people who have a company, who maybe they have employees that they want to insure. We got them on that. So those are the different variations of the ways that Latara and I service our communities. And the reasons why the 6 different steps toward reaching financial freedom, guys. Increasing cash flow. A lot of us need extra income. A lot of us need to know how to manage our finances. Are we putting too much money into Netflix? Are all these other subscriptions where we could be putting it towards something that will actually enhance our lives? We talk about that. Managing debt, striving to eliminate that, because that debt will come along with you through life. And you don't want that. You don't want to be saying, "Oh, I don't know if I can really qualify for this because I got all of this in my record." Long-term planning, being able to outpace inflation. We just talked about the inflation being 7%, guys. Is your employer paying you extra 7% with all of these rising gas prices and all that? We focus on that. Proper protection. A lot of us haven't had protection before. We need to know, are we underinsured? Do we have enough? Are we insuring the right people in our family? Having an emergency fund, a really good rule of thumb would be to have at least 3 to 6 months of savings if something happens. So think about what you guys have in savings, calculate that. Are you on track? That'd be something good to know about. And if you're not on track and you want to know how to be on track, talk to Latara or myself and we can figure that out. And lastly, wealth replacement with our additional services, estate planning, helping people in their tax brackets and whatnot. These are the 6 different steps toward receiving financial freedom, guys. So here's how it works with our company. PHP agency, a few different things that help you be able to become successful. A couple of different things we do. I have these. I know you're highlighting, Miss V, the chat. It's kind of blocking my slide, so I can't see it on my end. There you go. Build your business and your brand. So you come in and you are an individually licensed agent. So you belong to your state or any other state you buy a license in. But what you do here is you utilize PHP agency to build your business. It builds your brand. We give you the software and the tools you need to boost yourself up. So that's what that is. Secondly, we learn sales. Yes, at the end of the day, these are sales that are being made, but we lead through education. We're not going to make a sale if it doesn't make sense for someone. But here's the thing, guys. Sales is all about knowing how to negotiate. It's knowing how to communicate with people in many different backgrounds and in many different socio-economical areas. Those are things that we learn about. A lot of the things that we didn't learn in high school and grade school and all that. And lastly, building an agency, building a team of people that are helping you do what you do. So you're a community helping one another lift up the world and kind of push out that message of financial freedom and generational wealth, because that's what we're all about. Okay. And these are just a few different people in our company that I love. We have George Palayo. We have Fred and Christy Terrace that work directly with Miss Latara here. They're direct to her. Wonderful people. Our company does this awesome thing where they take us on trips, based on performance and what we do in the company. So in my time in the business, I've been able to travel. I never knew how I was going to be able to travel at the pace that I have recently, because I was like, man, I got this 9 to 5. I got these kids. I only have a few months in savings. How am I going to do this? Right. But the company does this for its people. It takes care of their people. So I don't know about you, but I love to be a part of something like this. So here's the thing, how to create wealth with us in 4 steps. How can you really make this work for you? How do we make this a reality? What should you expect? What does this mean for you? First thing is learning sales. This word sales, it scares a lot of people, but here's the thing. We got to kind of understand what sales means. 46% of salespeople didn't intend to go in sales. But I think it all comes down to, what does that even mean? What is sales? Think about this. If you're a person that posts a lot on social media, or take this, even if you're going to a job interview, you're selling yourself, right? You're talking about all your positive attributes. You're learning yourself through and through. You're promoting yourself. You're doing all these different things. And because you have conviction in that. So sales is all about believing and having conviction in what you're talking about and then putting it out there. So here, I believe firmly in being able to help my communities, educate people on their money, giving people freedom. So I have conviction. And yes, it is sales at the end of the day, but I don't see it that way. So when we think of this, look at the average salary of top professions, police officers, engineers, nurses. Out of any of these, I want to see which one you guys would want to be. I'm curious. In 2020, median salary for a sales manager was 6 figures, $126,000 a year, which breaks down to $61 an hour. I know my highest pay as a teacher was about $34 an hour. And when I broke that down, it was about 50 something cents a minute. I was like, I'm doing this for this. This kid just threw up on me for 51 cents in this minute. But that's that. So listen, learning sales is a part of being successful as an entrepreneur. You got to be able to sell your history, sell what you know, sell what's going to change these people's lives. Because a lot of people need to be sold the dream. We are professional dream sellers at the end of the day. Second thing, choosing entrepreneurship. A lot of people don't intend to go into it initially, but once you see the freedom you have as an entrepreneur, like I was telling you guys earlier, I don't have a ceiling anymore when it comes to income. I don't have a ceiling anymore when it comes to life experience. I don't have a ceiling anymore when it comes to traveling. I'm able to take care of my family. I plan on retiring my dad very soon. It's a surprise, so don't tell him. But I'm going to retire him because I have the financial freedom to do so. Entrepreneurship can do that for you. I don't know if a 9 to 5 can do that for many people. Maybe it can get you to a certain level of freedom, but my level of freedom is new, because the freedom I used to think I had would be 50K, maybe 100K a year, but now in today's reality, 100K is not cutting it the way it used to at all, right? 45% of 2020 grads said they're still looking for work after graduating. That was me. After I graduated high school, I floated around. I was a TA, worked after school, did some tutoring on the side. I didn't know what I was going to do. My degree, at the end of the day, what I learned was they looked at it as an AA degree. It didn't mean much anymore. And I was like, I went through all of this studying and all of these exams for this, to still have to work my butt off and figure out and kind of sell myself into why I deserve to make this amount of money, right? 86% of millionaires are self-made. This is not something that they're always born into. So if you weren't born into money, if your background is not money, you don't have to limit yourself. Do not subscribe to a limited belief that you cannot be a millionaire. Let me say that again. Do not subscribe to a limiting belief that you cannot be a millionaire, that you cannot travel the world. It can happen for anybody. Guys, like I said, I didn't come from this. Young single mom, grew up in Northeast LA, not the best neighborhood. Didn't know about money. My parents were like, just get a job that works and make sure you stay in it. And on the weekends, we have fun, and then we dread Sunday night because Monday's coming. So it's so mundane. It becomes so depressing. I didn't realize how depressing that was. Like the hype of, it's Friday. I remember I used to listen to the radio out here. I don't know what it is for you guys, but it's Big Boy's Neighborhood. And they would have this thing that would go, it's Friday. And that was it, right? But now, as an entrepreneur, it's different. You value every day differently. Like your life has a whole new meaning. So that's, what you would have to, be able to learn in this industry. Third thing, be the solution. Who needs our help? I told you guys earlier, my youngest client is my daughter. She's now 7 months old. My oldest is my grandmother in her late 80s. There's so many people that need what we do. Millennials, Gen X, baby boomers, seniors. There's a market in everywhere you look. There's a plethora, which is why we need help. Latara and I need help. We can't reach all of these people ourselves, right? More than 200 million people are in need of financial retirement solutions. There's too many. I can't do this myself. You know what I mean? Let me give you an example. Let's look at these baby boomers here, right? Let's think about this, because having the right timing in a certain market is pivotal. Right now is a great time to get into financial services for this reason. Let's look at this. Baby boomers. They're born around 1946, right? It's the war. The soldiers are coming back. They're making love and everything in between, having all these babies, right? As these babies eventually grow up a little, they're ready for elementary school. So by the 1950s, that's when the construction industry was booming, because they're building schools. They're trying to have schools for all of these kids, right? As these kids grow older, they want to have a car. They're teenagers, right? 1960s, that's when the automobile industry is booming, right? Everyone wants a car. Everybody wants to go to the drive-in and look at the newest movie, right? That's that. As these individuals start to grow up more, they want to buy homes. They have families. By the 70s and 80s, real estate is popping. It's popping. So we got to see the trends here. Being successful is all about knowing what the trends are and what they're going to be. So if we're looking into the present and the future, we know that the future is going to be, man, what are these baby boomers doing to make sure that they're retiring? Are they even insured? Are their kids insured? Are their grandkids insured? Are they taken care of? This is all. At the end of the day, I think all I have to really show you guys is this slide for you to see there is a plethora of business out there, and we need help doing it. So at PHP Agency in the financial services industry, you have an opportunity to find financial freedom and to be able to help each and one of these people in our communities that need what we need, right? So that's how that will work there, you guys. This is one of the products, or two of them rather, that we offer to our clients: Index Universal Life and Index Annuity. I know this is a graph. I'm going to try to make this as simple as I can. What we offer is the green line. What this is showing us is that let's say if someone wants to insure their life with life insurance, or to be able to put money into a plan called an annuity, where they're able to ensure that they're paid for the rest of their life into retirement, they're able to afford life. We put it into a plan that protects their protects their principal. So whatever money that's in there, they never lose it. It's always there. They will always grow money. They'll have income for life, guaranteed to grow. If the market crashes, you don't lose anything. I've had people who had a 401k. They don't understand that their 401ks are tied to the market, right? So if the market goes up, cool, that's cool. You know, your 401k goes up. If the market drops, that 401k can turn into a 201k. Let's just say that, right? And so with that being said, you know, we help people protect things like that in index annuities. Account access. You have access to your funds. It's not going to be locked away and annuitized to where someone else, another insurance company, has to give you permission. You have to go through all these loops and holes to access what's your money, what you worked hard for. And lastly, you can pick who your beneficiaries are. Who do you want your money to go to? Because a lot of people don't understand how important it is to be able to name who you want your money to go to, because it'll go through probate and it'll go through courts. And by the time it goes through that, you'll probably lose about half of it. So these type of things are important. So what we operate with here in these products is this green line. So this orange line here, guys, is the market going up and down, right? But the way an IUL, Index Universal Life, works is when the market goes up, so does it. When the market goes down, it just flattens out. Market goes back up, it goes up. Market goes down, it flattens, which is how you never lose a penny. Guys, this is something that a lot of people don't know about. So if you're taking notes, if you're screenshotting, share this with your friends and your family so they know about this. And if this is something you want to know more about, we're going to be able to share a link later on. If you have questions, you know, you can ask discreetly. Many of us may not want to post in the chat right out there, but discreetly, if you have questions, you want to be like, man, how could this work for me? Can I afford this? Let's talk about it, right? Reach out. Okay. Lastly is number 4, choose the right platform. In our industry, when you think of life insurance and financial services, I know for me at least, I would always think of an old Caucasian man with a suit on trying to sell me something. That's kind of what the industry has told us, right? Low energy, you know, you kind of go into an office, you know, waiting for Friday evening and then dreading Monday morning. Old school marketing tactics, door to door. That's kind of the industry that's known for it. I feel like the industry kind of has a bad name, but that's not what it is here with PHP. With PHP, it's very different. We're extremely multicultural. In our office today, I was there this morning. This is kind of a side note here, but there was only about 2 Caucasian people in there. The rest of us were, you know, African-American, Hispanic, Asian, you know, Latino. There was such a diverse company, which means we're able to reach so many different communities because there's so many of us here, right? More than half of us are female. So shout out to my women out there. We're doing our thing out here, you know. We're changing lives and we're coming together as sisters, right? This is a sisterhood here. High energy. We're always dancing around. I don't know if you've ever, you know, if you're ever able to come to one of our offices. We're all about love and culture and being different, because at the end of the day, we want to make this industry sexy. We want to make it fun. We don't want it to be boring like it's always been, right? So that's kind of a little bit about, you know, PHP in that note. Very diverse, as I talked about. We do have a 6.7% of militaries. I work with a lot of people who are currently in the military that still want to make. There you go, girl. That's you. Latara. I see you, girl. Thank you for your service. We work with many individuals that are in the military as well. And listen, almost all of us, 89.28%, had no prior industry experience. That was me. And I'm sure that was the same for Latara. We didn't come from this place. We didn't come from money. And you don't have to be well here, as you can see, right, to do well. So this is what our company is a combination of: insurance and financial services. Those are some of the companies that we partner with. National Life Group, they actually been around since 1908. They insured people on the Titanic. Now, I love that because growing up, that was my favorite movie. They paid out death benefits to Titanic people that died. Secondly, it's a franchise system. You are a business owner here. You do not work for PHP. You are utilizing PHP to be able to run your business. And lastly, we operate off of word of mouth marketing. A lot of what we do is in a warm market, meaning we talk to people we know or people our people know, and then we can promote ourselves on social media as well. So we're not kind of put in a box for how we can market ourselves or how we can grow. With a mixture of these things, it's a recipe for success in this industry here. Okay, this is a little bit about our background and our technology. We have a software system, multi-million-dollar system. It operates and updates every 3 seconds. So we always know what our money's looking like. We always know, what's going on with our clients, what's going on with our pay, everything in between. All of our carriers are there, in all our training. So we're constantly learning. We are students of the business. Although I've been in the business for a little while now, I'm always learning something new because there's always something to sharpen up, right? So with our technology, you come with like top of the game type of thing. So you're running your business. Although you're new, you're going to be able to do really well here. Okay. And we're in high demand. Like I talked about, I can't do this myself. Latara can't do this herself. If we were to compare the population from 1990 to even now, it's different. It's crazy. Like we got more people living now. But then when we look at licensed agents here in 1990, we had that many, and now we don't have enough of us. So, if this is something you see yourself doing, if you keep your options open, we should definitely talk. You can reach out. Here's some of the carriers we work with as well. AIG. Some of you guys may have seen these. American National. They've been around for a hot minute too. John Hancock Mutual of Omaha. How are we paid? We can talk about that really quick. With it being in the financial services industry, money is definitely available, and there's a lot of it. So, if you wanted to be a part-time agent, let's say you were to help 2 families a month and they wanted to be able to put away $250 a month into their life insurance. This is how we're paid. So the cool thing is that we're paid a year in advance, you guys, by our insurance companies. They see us as very valuable because we're potentially bringing them a client that will either be there for life or for years, for 10, 20, 30 years. So they value us and they pay us generously in that way, right? So let's say you're doing about $3,000 in business. And at that case, we have different promotional levels in our company. Average could be about 40%. You can make about $2,400 a month. Now, I know for me, when I first started, that $2,400 a month changed the game for me. I was able to keep my son in that daycare. I came on board that very same week when my daycare provider told me that. I was able to do so many new things. I was able to change my zip code. You know what I mean? These are things that are going to change your life. Marketing directors, when you're a little more invested in this, you're like, man, I want to be able to build an agency. I want to have people that are doing what I do. I want to have friends and family and other people that are doing what I do because I want to impact the world and I can't do it myself. Let's say you have 10 agents that you're helping help 10 families a month. This is how the pay would break down, right? You can get up to this is when you hit the 6-figure range, guys. And people have done this in a few months in the business. This doesn't take years to do. It doesn't take you being an expert to do it either, right? You can be a $6-7 million earner if you wanted to in this industry. You can be whatever you want it to be. You don't have a cap and there's no time limit. You can do it in your first month, right? So guys, this is how it would work with our pay. If you really want to be dedicated, you're like, man, I'm doing this, 24/8 every day, all day. This is my life. Chairman's council. You can get to that multi-million-dollar range there, guys. So the pay is high, definitely. But for me, the reason why I'm here and I've stayed is because of the impact. The money kind of comes with it, So if this is something that you're like, man, I want to be impactful too. I always felt like I could be, but I just didn't know how to be. Then let's talk about that. We can, you guys can reach out. Or if you're like, man, I just want to make some money, we can do that as well, right? Ms. V, I'm almost through here. I think we're done. You're here somewhere.
That's okay. I'm just gonna put your information up on the screen. Somebody asked for something. I will pull this back up, guys. I know you asked if you could put your email in, but give me one moment. When she's finished, and we'll answer your questions. Okay.
Yes, definitely. We'll go through all the questions and she will post my email. Reach out, you guys. Answer any questions you have. If you want to be able to set up a meeting as far as an opportunity in this industry, we can talk about that as well. Anyway, here are some of our leaders, Fred and Christy Terrace. Shout out to them. They work directly with Latara. They are showing her the ropes in the game there. Cindy Kobos here, very influential woman. She was actually born and raised in New York. Made her way out here. She's seen a lot of success. She was one of the first 66 agents, along with George Palayo, that our business started with, which we're now at 30,000, and many others here, guys. So look, the choice is yours. You can do it the same conventional way that we talked about earlier. Go back to school, find a job, or you can start your own business here. This is an opportunity to be a business owner. So we can definitely talk about that. How urgent are you in doing something like this? There's a couple things we can go over as far as getting started, just so you have an idea. Time commitment, there's no hours, there's no quotas, guys. You kind of just get it. You get out of this what you put into it. That's how it works. I've partnered with people who have full-time jobs, who are moms, who are stay-at-home moms, are like, man, I still want to be able to do this, but how the heck do I do it? How do I make money? How do I learn about life insurance? There's no commitment on this. At the end of the day, it's whatever you put into it, you get out of it, and it can work. When I started this, I was heavily pregnant. I was a full-time teacher. I had my kids on Zoom at home. I was studying to get my license. We do get state license to be able to do what we do. I did all of this in my first 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So if you're thinking, oh, I'm too young, I don't know, or oh, I'm too old, I'm already about to retire, I can't start nothing new. Are you kidding me? Our oldest business partner is in their 80s. You can do this, right? So here's how it would work as far as getting started. You have to invest in yourself. This is you starting a business, right? So what you'd have to do in order to enroll and to get started and utilize PHP to start your business is to invest $199. And what this $199 does is it discounts you on getting your state license in whatever state you're on, because states have their own fees that they have. You get the business software that we actually talked about in the technology slide here. And then you get help with your getting your clients, all of the training. We have trainings twice a week. There's so much value you get for this $199. I always tell people that I think that it's not enough. I truly think this $199 needs to be more like $1,099 or something like that, because you're getting an entire business. Guys, if you think about it, if you're the McDonald's brother trying to start a McDonald's chain, you don't start it from $199. And I don't know if many of you guys knew, the McDonald's brothers actually were able to start the McDonald's chain because of life insurance. You can build cash and life insurance. They took their cash out of that, started a business. So there's that. Secondly, the state is very picky about who can get licensed. So, talking about your background will be something we have to do. Felonies, tax liens, misdemeanors, bankruptcies. We're dealing with people's finances, right? Their socials, their baby, their nest egg, right? We got to be on point. So if you wanted to be a client or get help in some way, that should kind of reassure you that you're not dealing with people who are just any regular Joe. Like, we got to really be licensed and we're thoroughly vetted out. And lastly, with these things, you're able to start your business, build your brand, build a team, and, start to see success as an entrepreneur. So that's it, guys. How urgent are you? How urgent are you about being insured, about knowing more, about figuring out how you can get out of the situation you're in? At the end of the day, I always say procrastination is an assassination of your destination. So if you procrastinate on your goals and your dreams, that's going to be it. You know what I mean? So thank you guys for having me on here. I am so open to any questions you have. If you reach out individually, thank you, Ms. V and Latara. I really enjoyed my time here.
So there was a couple of questions. I know Lotta Bailey asked to reach out to you. So okay. I did put your info on the screen, which is right here. So Lotta Bailey, if you'd like to reach out to her directly, make sure you're doing that. And also, I had a question on the background check. So does that mean at all ever had a bankruptcy, or does that mean within the last 10 years had a bankruptcy? Same with the felony. How does that work?
Yes, that's a great question, actually. So as far as your background, we have encountered people that do have misdemeanors and felonies. It really just depends on how long ago the charge was and what it was. So if it was anything money related, like money laundering or anything of that nature, fraud, then it's going to be an automatic no. Now, what was the other question? I know we talked about background.
About the bankruptcy.
Yeah, within the last 10 years, that's something that can definitely be worked with. But if you just, committed a crime last week and you waiting for your court date.
Not last week.
Listen, I've had people like, I'm fired up, I want to get started up, but I got a court date today. So can we talk after? I'm like,
sir,
I don't know.
Sir.
Right.
Damn. It's not funny, but I get it. They're working with people, money and stuff. Welcome in, everybody. I am going to ask you to please take the survey that is pinned at the top of the live stream. It is for the PHP. And also I put in a poll question. Please answer the poll question. At this time, if you guys have questions, please put a green heart and your question, and I will highlight it on the screen. Also, her contact information is right there. Right there where it says Gmail. You can contact her directly. Lotta Bailey, you're so welcome, honey. You're so welcome. Great presentation, said Angie Young. Yay! Thank you, Angie, for being here. I appreciate you. Hey, Denise, how you doing, sis? So again, guys, this is about also obtaining life insurance for you and your family, and also maybe starting a business of your own. You guys know I always tell you to have 10 streams of income because I am billionaire status. I don't know what y'all talking about, but billionaire status right here. So this is a way, like she said, insurance. I mean, look at, like she said, the McDonald's brothers, which I did not know about that. That is something I learned today. That is so important. And also the 84-year-old man, you said that that broke my heart. Oh,
yes, it's so real.
Listen, no.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to be working at no 84, baby. No, we not.
I see a question here. Is all 50 states included?
Okay. It's all 50 states included. Yeah.
Now, as far as like our being able to serve in every state, so we operate in 49 states, including Puerto Rico and Hawaii. There is one state, I believe it's Montana. I don't know what's going on with Montana. Maybe we should knock on some doors and send some emails. So if there's any parents on here, send an email.
Listen. Drop your questions, guys. Is there anything else you want to tell them about the program, how easy it is to do? Do they have to have any paperwork when they get started, like a piece of ID, a passport, anything of that nature?
Yeah, that's a great question. So as far as approaching this as a business opportunity, what I would want you to do is reach out, whether you're reaching out to me individually or in that link, you can leave your information. You don't need much, but to just show up with an open mind. I know we talked about what it takes to get started with the $199, investing into the initial stages of your business. That's what you would need. And other than that, that's really it. Just being coachable. You have to be open to being coached because you're going to stretch, guys. The name of the company is PHP Agency, stands for People Helping People. Now, as far as
at the top, DMV.
What was that?
Pinned at the top, and that's great. $199. That's awesome.
An entire business for $199.
Don't forget to let them know also, we have YouTube links in the description box. We have our compensation plan in there. I made sure my mom put that in there because they need to see that. It helps you understand our business better.
Yes. And for those of you guys who may be interested,
3 links in there.
For those of you that may be interested,
presentation is much needed for sure. Yes, eat to live. Yes.
So I don't get life insurance.
No, Barry, it's not for your age of 50. That's not what they were talking about. They were talking about the states, honey. They were talking about the states. So again, you told us how you got started. Latara told us how I got started. Tell us one thing that you love about the company. I'll go with both of you.
The energy. I'm on Zoom with them and they get me amped up, pumped up. And the thing I love about it is that I work, my SVP will call me if I'm not doing what I need to do. He'll call me out and he don't care how. He'll call me and say, you slipping. He'll hold you accountable for you not doing your stuff. He held me accountable just yesterday. So I told him I'm on my game this month and I'm going to get there. But the energy, everyone's friendly. Everybody's willing to help one another. And the best part is knowing people, getting to know people from different states. Like Cayla, I haven't met her in person yet, but it's always Cayla on Zoom. I want to be like Cayla.
Hold on one moment before you go, Cayla. Vernell, it's Cayla Bishop, and her email information is on the screen. And I think you can see her name. Let me pull this down if it may show you her name here. Hold on. Yes, there it is. There's her name. There's her name. So what is one of the most awesome, best things you like about the company?
You know what? I have to say the time freedom that I've been given, because I'm not, my money is not tied to my time. So with this time I have now, I always have my daughter, my little one with me. Wherever I go, whether I'm running an appointment, I'm at the office, I'm at home, I'm able to raise her, like, and not just be a stay-at-home mom, but actually be like a working, like making a lot of money, stay at home with my daughter mom. So that, and then the access that you get to people, you get to be in the same rooms with people that you might have had to have major connections to be with. So access, and I got to kind of tag on to what Latara said about the culture. It's so different. It's so different. We laugh together, we cry together, we process life together. We're not just business partners. It's more like a life partner type of thing, because at the end of the day, we really see that if your life is not going the way you want it to, your business won't. So that makes us well-rounded as individuals that are working together. So that's what I like. I know that was kind of more than one answer,
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. We're very interactive here. If we know. So tell me, you said that your husband and you also are in the same business?
Yes.
How did you guys come up to saying, honey, you and I will both do this? What made you guys want to do that?
Okay, that's a great question. So we just wanted, we always had a dream of working together, of being able to do something in some capacity. You know, we had started YouTube channels together. We had a marketing company together. We were producing commercials. We're always doing many different things. But in this industry, couples go big. They go hard together because it's not just one person in your business. It's two minds. It's two sets of arms and hands and eyes that are going to keep eyes on things. So you're able to build in that nature. And I noticed that if as a couple, if let's say one person in the couple is doing it and the other is not supportive, it can taint your business, because you got to think about this. You spend a lot of time. You have the most appointments with your spouse in the day. You wake up together, you eat dinner together, you go to sleep next to one, you sleep, all these things in between. So if that person is not going to be very supportive, then you're going to think it can go one of two ways. Like, oh, babe, what you doing all these meetings? Oh, you making all these phone calls? Like, why are you doing all that? Or you come back fired up from a meeting and they're like, why are you so excited? Like, you just selling insurance. Like, whereas on the other end, if they're right there with you, like, yo, like that's me and Drew, my husband, all the time. We're just like, yo, did you see that? Like, what'd you think about that call? Oh, should we call them out? You feel like like you're doing this together. You know what I mean? We're traveling together. I always tell him, like, babe, let's go on a date. Like, we know we need to spend some time together. He's like, babe, we always together. What you mean? We running a business together. I'm like,
they don't get it.
Yeah.
So I did have one more question for you about this. Well, two more, but this one about the pay. So once someone gets into this and say they got their foot on solid ground, how do they get paid? I missed a little bit. My granddaughter came up. By the way, Tara, your sister is here, Tima, and the baby.
I'm gonna call her.
Yeah, great question. How are we paid? So you are not paid until you are licensed. So because you're dealing with the finances. So currently the record for getting licensed has been 48 hours. It might even be 1 day now. It's very simple. You just got to study, take the class, do the hours, take the state exam, and then your license on average is about maybe 5 to 10 days. I did it within my first 2 weeks, as I was teaching and a mother and everything in between. And the cool thing is that our pay cycle is twice a week. We're paid every Tuesday and we're paid every Friday. So we can have at least eight pay days a month, sometimes 9 or 10, depending on the weeks. So that's how that would work. So as soon as you're licensed, you get paid. And remember, guys, this is not something that you need to have a background in. You don't need to know what you're talking about. When you come on board, you have immediate access to coaches like myself and people like Latara as well that are going to teach you everything. They're going to talk to your people. They're going to run your appointments. They're going to write your business. They're going to get you paid while you are learning and while you're training. So don't think you got to come to this knowing a whole lot. You can come in just ready and willing to learn and find success that way.
Okay, Ita LaShawn said, I'm loving the company website. She said it shows the diversity. Awesome. Yes.
Thanks for checking it out.
So, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said thanks for checking it out. The website.
Lotta Bailey said, I'm excited. So look for her because she's the one that wanted your email. So she's probably going to be reaching out to you. Okay. So my other question is, do you sell to corporations?
Do we sell to corporations? That's a good question. So we do work with business owners when it comes to wanting to insure their employees. So yes, in some capacity, we are able to work with the corporations. That's a good question.
And say if I just say, I'm not saying I am, I'm saying just think. If I get into it and I tell my company, which you already know where I work at, and I tell my company and I'm like, hey, I got an opportunity. And they say, yes. Is it the same commission that I make as a personal, or is it different?
You mean if you're working with the company versus offering insurance to individuals?
Yeah.
That's
Do you get paid more for the corporation?
I'm not too familiar with how that would work. I would have to ask someone else that operates more in that nature. Mm-hmm. But I know at the end of the day, our pay is based on promotional level, because you can get as low as 30% and all the way up to 122% when it comes to pay. Always it just differs in that nature, what you're selling, who you're selling to. But on a higher scale of operating with the corporation, that would be something that I'd want to be able to get a really good answer for you for.
Okay. Another question, is there an age limit to start to get insurance and an age limit to end? So is it from 0? Is it from 3 months old? Is it to 100 years old and that's the cap? Or what is the number on that?
Yes, that's a great question. So when it comes to being able to be approved for insurance, it goes off of your age, your health, and your medical history. So the youngest person that can get insurance has to be at least 15 days old, which is when I insured my daughter. Yes. So
That's
you got any newborns
awesome.
out there, you can get that thing going. And the awesome thing about getting a newborn covered is that you can lock in their price. It's going to be so cheap. So cheap to be able to pay for a baby, and they get to pay that same. If it's, let's say, $25 a month, that's what it was for my daughter. Lock in that price, they're going to pay that same $25 a month when she's 50, 60, 80 years old. So that's as young as you can go, and then you can go older into the 80s and 90s as well, but of course the price is going to be a lot higher because they're betting on you passing away soon, right? So in that case, my older clients, I've been able to offer them something called a final expense. What's a smaller amount of money, like maybe like 10, 15, 20, $25,000 to be able to cover things toward the end. So we do have options there as well.
Is there an age limit on the oldest?
To my knowledge, no.
No, okay, because I didn't know if it capped at like 90, 100. My dad is 92. God bless him. God's keeping him, but he's military too, Navy.
Okay.
But hey, 48, how are you? Italiv said, I am an MS nurse ambassador as well as a loan originator. So I come in contact with a lot of people, and I could sell this with the loan process because I admit it is needed. Okay, I want my cut, Italiv. I want my cut. Don't play. I want my cut.
Wow. You know what? Listen, I always tell people that you want to diversify your skills. If you're someone that's already serving people, serving communities in public service or in many other ways, I even have realtors that see value in being able to do insurance because you want to have a well-rounded platform to offer your people. So if you're in that category as a loan originator and things of that nature, you want to be able to help them at health and wealth. I have people who do Herbalife and they sell, shakes and smoothies for health. I even talk to them like, man, if you want to help those people on the money side as well, do something like this. So that's definitely great that you'd want to be open to that.
And do you go to colleges and offer it to them? Because I know at a certain age when you're in college, your mom and dad can cover you on their life insurance from their employer, but at a certain age it stops. So do you guys go to colleges and offer it to college students?
Yes, we'll go to schools, colleges, churches, anywhere that a community wants the resources, we go. We'll even go to a prison if we could.
I ain't going to prison.
I don't think I don't know if I will be, but we'll talk to whoever we know needs to hear this.
Okay. Hubby. She said her hubby is a realtor too. Yep. And they're in Georgia.
Look, we need to connect, Miss Eat to Live Strong.
Yes.
Where are you, Kaylin? Are you in Georgia?
I'm in California.
Oh, you're in California. Hey.
Remember, I told you she was helping me all the way from California.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As I say, we always meet on Zoom, so it's hard to see each other face to face. But the best thing is about that our company had these events every year. There's 2 a year. It's called the Big Event, and they go all out. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get to it. I'm trying to get there with no issue. In August, they have one right before JJ birthday. I'm trying to get there. I want to go. I already missed the one in February. I'm trying to get there so I can experience what they experience. And then I might be able to run into the CEO. I heard that when you run into the CEO, you come back a whole changed person. I want to be that person.
Oh man, these events are life-changing, guys, and they're not just for us who are already in the company. If you're a newer person and you want to do something like this, we have dope events. If I could I don't know if that's a bad word. We have dope events, guys. This is where we get to see the celebrities that come. We get to learn about a lot of things. 6 months of learning jam-packed into a couple days. It is really awesome. I've been able to take my family to these events. We're family friendly. So this could really be a very nice experience for anyone at any age. I see a question here. How
manifest that is? Yeah. That's my tagline. Manifest.
I like it.
Yes.
I love that. I saw your merch.
Wow. Okay. So is there anything else you want to tell us about the company? I don't see any more questions at this time, but I do want to say thank you guys for coming and explaining. It's a great opportunity, guys. Again, not just for your own life insurance for you and your family, but also to start your own business and become a business owner. And again, a stream of income is a stream of income. Listen, and you never know how much you can make per month. You may meet someone and they have a large family. That could be 10 policies, or it could be 5 policies, or you never know. So guys, look into this and, you know, make a decision on if you want to do it. It's only $199, which I think is freaking phenomenal. That is great. And like she said, I mean, they have fun and energy like I do. So, you know, you guys will fit right in. Again, I'm going to ask you guys to please take the survey that's pinned to the top of this live stream. And also, please answer the poll question. If you, again, you have any questions, I'm going to give you 5 more minutes before we sign out. If you have any questions for Latara or Cayla, please drop it in the chat with a green heart. And I'm going to let them say their final endings, and then we're going to come back and we're going to close out. So I'm going to drop down, and whoever wants to go first, and then I'll come back.
I want to say thank you, everyone, for joining in today. And thank you, Cayla, for helping me out. You know, I'm trying to, once I pass my exam, I'm hoping to get to where you are. And eventually, hopefully, I get to meet you face to face. And I got to call Christy after this and say, thank you for putting me with you. Because I was a little nervous, I'm not going to lie, because my mom's channel, they dope. They up there. When you actually, when they all be on there, they be hyped. So it's they kind of made me nervous. But I want to thank everybody for coming out. Thank you, Cayla.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here, guys. At the end of the day, if anything comes out of this, which is if anyone just was able to learn one new thing or to have a new level of belief in themselves and their lifestyle, then I'm satisfied. You know what I mean? So if there's anyone that does want to reach out, one thing I wanted to make clear is that we really pour our heart and souls into every person that we work with, you guys. We take this serious. We really want to be able to handcraft something that works for each of you. If you're like, man, I want to get myself insured or my son, or I want to just know about my finances and why the heck am I in this situation? I want to get out of this. We will take the time with you. A lot of our things that we offer, everything is free. We don't charge our time to give you a level of understanding, to be able to go through some certain things. What we do, oftentimes other companies charge $2,000, $3,000 to be able to sit down and talk money. We don't charge, you guys, you know? So this is something that I really wanted to make clear, that you don't have to think you got to have money to talk to us. You know, come through. You guys, she's going to post up my email. You can reach out to Latara or to Ms. V directly. Now, when it comes to the opportunity, guys, we're always wanting to look for people. We want to work with the willing. If you want to feel like, man, I want to do something on the side, or I want to just have a total career change, we're open to that. You know, my email is open. I'll be looking after this. Thank you again for having me. This has been really fun, you guys. I've never done a YouTube live in this capacity before, you know, but this is awesome. Yes, Cayla N. Bishop. My name is Cayla. For those of you guys that didn't know, go ahead and shoot me an email. Thank you for having me here. I saw a question here, or how is your business going? My business is doing wonderful. I just actually recently, as of 2 days ago, reached a goal of obtaining equity in the business. So guys, ooh, I forgot to bring this up.
Go ahead, girl. We celebrate wins here.
Listen. Equity, yes. So listen, our CEO has a very, very special opportunity where he is giving equity in the business to people who qualify. And I'm one of those people, which means once the company goes public, instant millionaire on y'all, right? Equity is very valuable. So this is something that Latara is going to be trying to achieve as well. And this is for anyone else that's new that wants to be able to take advantage of equity. I'm a co-owner of this business now. So my business is doing really well. The company website is www.phpagency.com. Go ahead and check that out for you guys. I know one of us here already have. Is Kobe wife still a part of your company? That's a great question. I haven't seen her at any of our events recently. But I would hope we can get her there. I would hope we can get her. I know coming up at our next event, I think we may be having Elon Musk there, some Joe Rogan. I don't know. We're trying to get some good people. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Eat to Live. I appreciate you, sis. Angie said this was awesome. Everyone enjoy the rest of your weekend. So at this time, guys, again, there is her contact info for her Gmail. Do not forget to take the survey. And if you have any questions, please reach out to her or myself or Latara and, you know, let us know what you want to do. Eat to Live Strong. You know, I'm going to be talking to you in a minute, sis. At this time, guys, we're getting ready to close out. I am going to leave. It's not from my country. Oh, yeah. It's not in the UK that I know of yet, Barry. At this time, I'm going to play a little, you know how I played a little song to end the live, guys. But Cayla and Latara, wait one moment. Please don't go away. I'm just going to drop you down. Thank you guys again for being here. Hold on one moment. Let me play this and then we'll be out. Okay, guys, thank you all for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. I hope it helped you out a lot. Remember that today is a good day to have a great day. Never stop dreaming. And remember that no one is perfect. Go out there and make someone else's life just a little bit better by paying it forward. You never know who life you can impact. And with that said, guys, I'm going to be out of here. Let's get it. Let's go and go out there and spread love and spread light. I love you guys. Bye, everybody. I'll see y'all in the next live. Have an amazing night. Safe weekend, everybody. Bye, y'all.